Oh my god. 920 milligrams of sodium. That's scary. No, we're putting that away. But how's it going, boys? Today is the big 31. It is Halloween day. People are excited. Everyone's going trick-or-treating tonight. I'm handing out candy. I'm not cool enough to actually be one of the trick-or-treaters anymore. Like when I show up to doors, women grab their husbands and they're like, honey, who is this man? But anyway, since I wasn't doing much festive things today for Halloween, I thought, what is the best way to get into the Halloween spirits? I think it would be none other than to tell some of my favorite ghost stories. Some things that have happened to me that I've experienced myself. Ghouls, creeps, goblins. None of that. Most of them happen in my bed. But I'm gonna spill some tea and we're gonna drink together. So grab your V8 juice and let's get right into it. So I have a few stories that I'm going to share with you. Now, most of them happen in, like, the same timeline. Like, they're in chronological order that all happen, like, simultaneously over, like, a month. So this happened about maybe last summer. All literally in this bedroom that I'm at right now, which is, like, why they could be dreams, but they felt pretty real. I don't know. It started off one night. I went to bed. Now, every single night I have that fan on. That fan keeps me cool. It is, like, my one will to live during the night because it gets so hot in the summers. And I need it. And the fan is a big box fan. It's really old, so it's really, really loud. Well, I woke up one night, I don't know what time it was, and I swear to God, I might have been half asleep. The fan was talking to me. I don't remember what it was saying or what it wanted from me, but it was talking to me, and I was talking back. And I was like a little shook after like 2 minutes of doing this, because I'm like, wait, the fan is talking to me. I jump out of bed. I think it was around like midnight, because my sister was still up. We're gonna call her Shaquisha. So I jump out of bed, I'm in my underwear, sprint out that door. My sister's like bedroom is at the very, very end of the hallway, and I go, Shaquisha, my fan is talking to me, get in here. And she's like, you're scaring me, Cold. Are you asleep? And she walks back in here, and we both just stare at this fan running for like half a minute. And then she looks at me and she's like, you're crazy. This is like some freaking Courage the Cowardly Dog stuff. Like when she comes in, it ends. Maybe he scares Shaquisha. I don't know. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. I asked my parents about it. They're both like, you're just asleep. But the next time it happens, I am in the shower and I hear somebody. I'm all alone at this house, and I hear people calling my name, boldly saying, hold it. And it's bold. It's so loud. Loud enough for me to turn the shower off and, like, just sit there and listen. And I start, like, yelling back. I'm like, what? What do you want? I walk out of the shower. It freaking wrapped in towel. Nobody's home. I check the whole house. Nobody's home. Even the basement. Well, like, then that night, when I'm going to sleep, I'm laying in bed, and I look over, and I see this guy hitting this. Like, he's, like, literally doing that. It's literally from Courage the Cowardly Dog. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. It looked exactly like this guy, and I don't watch much of this show at all. Like, I hadn't even, like, seen this image before, like, the thing had happened. Now, after it happened, I learned about the image, and I'm like, that was, like, basically the guy that I saw, and he was moving like that. He's, like, swiggling. And he was standing, like, right behind this chair. Fully black figure. That's what the silhouette looked like. Well, a little bit later, the black figure comes back. Nights later. So I am laying in bed, and I didn't have that whiteboard there originally. I'm always scared. I always have this fear that, like, when I look up on my freaking headboard, there's gonna be some guy there, or if I look at the end of my bed, there's going to be a figure at the end of my bed. Well enough. There was a figure. There was a guy at the end of my bed. I've never had sleep paralysis. I've had it one time, I guess, so I have had it. This was nothing like that. This felt different. This felt more real. So this is me in bed. I wake up, I look at, like, the end of my bed, and there's a guy standing there, and as I focus, he's rah! Did I scare you? Did I scare you a little bit? Probably got some of you. That's what happened. And then as soon as it happened, I woke up. So that one might have been a dream. But I think that it's that little devil spirit, no chainsaw man, working his magic in my bedroom. This is a brand new house. We built this house. No, like, Indian burial grounds that I think. No, like, scary dinosaurs are here. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But that was the first saga. After that, I went to San Diego, like, months later, and I went on a ghost tour. That whole thing was BS. They were lying up their ace. It was not even close to what I experienced here. They gave us, like, little EMF readers, and, like, when you press it down on it, like, it'd go to EMF 5 because it's crap. Like, if you set your phone up to it, then it would go to 5. Some, like, women in the back would go crazy because they're like, oh my god, it's a ghost. No, they're stupid. They're idiots. Now, the second encounter I've had with ghosts are at the grocery store that I worked at. Now, I had never experienced the ghost, but my friends that worked there, they all had, so I'm gonna lay the timeline out for you there. So, supposedly, the managers and everyone have always said that this store is haunted. The store is haunted by a ghost, and I said, bet, I'm gonna find this. Now, according to my friend, one night, they were leaving, they were closing up, and 2 of my friends were in the front, and one of my friends forgot his water bottle in the back. So he walks back there, and he hears something fall, and then he hears, like, a deathly scream. Like, he said nothing like he's ever heard before. He grabs the water bottle, and he starts, like, taking off running, but he had just mopped, and he just... Oh, shoot! And he falls on the floor, slaps his head, and he goes up to the front. He asks my friends, he's like, was that you? And they're like, no, we didn't even hear anything. And he swears by that story. Now, the second story that happened, the second instance of this was my other friend that worked there. This is a whole different day. This is like months later. He was walking in the back, and he sees a dude standing like in our back area. And he says to like my friend's name because he's like, oh, that's him. The guy doesn't turn around. He doesn't respond or nothing. So my friend leaves, walks out the door, and then sees the friend that he thought was standing in there. That was the ghost. It was taking forms. It was like molding. It was like freaking ditto. It was like ditto. And then like the final ghost encounter for this one too. I don't believe this one. I'm not gonna lie. This one, okay, I think it happened, but I think that there's too many things wrong with the story. Logically, it makes sense. Like it literally logically makes sense. So my friend was facing cans and he looked in the meat section and he saw a guy walk back there and he's like, he never walked out. I walked back there and the guy was gone, but I never saw anybody leave and I was right in front of like the area. The only problem with that is there is literally 4 exits that you can't see from the front to get out of the meat section. Even if it was like some customer that just like wandered back there for I don't know what reason. He could have just left off of A, B, C, or D and not came out the front. I think it happened. I just don't believe that was actually a ghost. So y'all can go trick or treat and do whatever you want today. I'm gonna leave you guys with one more short story. So my other friend, he had just moved into a new house. This house is really old. It's like a Victorian style house kind of thing. It looks scary. It is scary. I will not spend the night there. Well, he said that when they first moved in, for a couple nights in a row, he had a dream about this little girl. Now, for a basically like grown man to be thinking about that every single night, that's a little concerning, but no, it was a ghost. It was a ghost. A week later, he walks downstairs. They're clearing out the basement, and he finds this little portrait of the same little girl that he saw in his dream. In his dream, he walked downstairs in the house, and he saw the little girl standing there. When he went downstairs, and they were cleaning out the house, like cleaning out the things, and they found the portrait, he said, oh, it's real. Now, that one's kind of sick. I don't know if any of these are true. Mine are true to me. If they happened, I don't know. But let me know some of your guys' ghost stories. What have you guys experienced? What's the scariest thing you've ever experienced? I don't want no haunted house thing. I want something real. Like was freaking Zach Bagans. He gets possessed in every single episode. I think he's faking it. But yeah, with all that being said, I want to thank you guys all for watching. And yeah, boys, I'm going to go, so peace.